Hello and welcome to A VO's Journey. My name is Anthony Pica, and this show is all about helping the new and upcoming voiceover artists grow their business and sidestep all the crazy things that I seem to step on. Today is Wednesday, October 6th, and I got a great question from Leslie from A VO's Journey Elite Academy from the video I posted yesterday about how to make $175 in 7 minutes, where I went in my booth and I actually I did the voiceover, showed you editing it and then uploading it in 7 minutes. And she noticed that on Fiverr, which was where I was doing that job from, there was commercial rights and broadcast rights, and they were both purchased at the same time as opposed to one or the other. And she was asking, how do you explain, commercial rights and broadcast rights, and how do you, charge them together? How do you put them in your FAQs? Okay. So just real quick to note that, when Fiverr set up the platform and they're trying to figure out how to help freelancers upsell their services, I think, you know what I mean? They came up with this idea of commercial and broadcast rights, okay? Because, when we are licensing our work, okay, we license it for, broadcasting purposes, but it really wasn't ever called that in the sense that Fiverr uses it. So they wanted to try to find a way to commoditize it, right, and help, people like us make more money. So basically, I want you to think of commercial rights and broadcast rights are two separate things, okay? But in the end, after you read the Fiverr's terms of service for what they are, in the end, they really are what you say they are, okay? Meaning that I get the question a lot, hey, does commercial rights and broadcast rights have to be bought together? Or if someone buys broadcast rights, do they not need commercial rights? Okay, so I'm going to answer this question. Let me go ahead and dive into what each one means first. Okay, so commercial rights, right, is the simple idea that you are going to use this voiceover for any sort of type of promotion. Okay, whether it's a promotion for profit, nonprofit, for your business, for an idea, a message, a thought, any type of promotion that is business related. Okay, that can be branding. That can be something that you put on your website, something that you put on social, something that you upload to your YouTube video. Okay, anything that you promote, use your voiceover to promote, whether it's a product, an idea, a thought, a message, that needs commercial rights. So basically about 90 to 95% of everything we do should have commercial rights. Okay, commercial rights should be paid. Broadcast rights are when you take that voiceover, and then you pay like you pay Facebook, you pay YouTube, you pay a radio station, you pay a TV channel, you pay any, Twitter, any LinkedIn, any place where you pay for ads to broadcast it out to a wider audience than you have. Do you understand? So anytime you pay to promote with the voiceover, that's broadcast rights. So one is non-paid, which is commercial, and the broadcast rights is paid. So if you think about it, technically, if you were to do non-paid and paid, you would need commercial rights and broadcast rights. Now, some people will say, okay, well, let's make it just easy. You just need one. I find a lot of times we make it easier. It's easier on us, right? Because that way we don't have to argue with the person about why they need both. Right? And then becomes, this, gosh, I'm not getting paid the right amount of money. They're complaining. Then you're worried about possibly getting a bad review. So there's a lot of things, a lot of reasons why it's easier to just do one and not the other. But I just want to give you this little tip, all right? And then we'll end up today, is that expectations up front, okay, getting better at explaining what things are, what they do, that's part of our job as business owners, all right? And our job as salespeople. Of course, whenever that word comes out as a salesman, it's like, oh, I don't want to be a salesman. But to be honest with you, we are all selling our voiceovers, okay? We're selling them, and the better we get at it, the more money you're going to make. And remember, getting good at sales doesn't mean, you're greasy or sneaky about it. It's actually, I find personally, the less sneaky you are, the more upfront and open you are. I mean, I think the thing is you got to have faith in people, right? You got to have faith that people are going to make the best decision. Are you going to come across some bad actors? Of course, we all will. They're just, that's life. But the majority of people are trying to do the right thing. You know what I mean? And try really hard. I know I struggle with this a lot. And I have to keep telling myself this too. But remember, one bad apple should not ruin your experience for all of the good ones. Do you know what I mean? Even though it's so easy to. Even as a teacher, I remember that was very hard, right? Because you got a class full of great students, and then you have one who's struggling, and it can bring down the rest of the class because of you. Because managing that takes more of your time and attention. You see what I mean? It takes more of your effort, more of your thoughts, whereas the rest of them don't. So, of course, we focus more on that. But where I'm going with this whole thing is, as business owners, our job is to also look at that, step back, figure out a solution. So a quick solution to commercial and broadcast rights. And I think what Leslie was asking too was, what do I put, in my FAQs? Well, those things I just talked about. Also, you can go check out my gig. You can check out what other people are saying. You know what I mean? And you can look at those ideas, take that ideas, put it down, look at Fiverr's terms of service, because that's what's in there. Go and look at those and put those down. Fiverr also has a little question mark over each one when you go in the extra section, and you can look at it and it tells you what each one is as well from Fiverr. So, but in the end, the key is you have to get very good at explaining it. And hopefully this video helps, okay? But just be upfront about it. I not only put it in my FAQs, but I also put it in my requirements section, and I make them say yes or no, whether they need it or not. And if they don't need it, I mean, I'm not going to call them out and call them a liar. Okay, but at the same time, you know what I mean? I'm doing the best that I can with what I have to work with. And here's the last thing I'm going to say. Do you know what I mean? You've got to judge your time. I think your time and your effort that you're putting into this, and then the amount of money you're making for it, and the possibilities of money you're going to make or you don't make. Okay, that was kind of confusing, but I guess what I'm getting at is if you're going to spend hours upon hours upon hours upon hours stressing about something and looking at something and wondering what's going on and how do I handle this and how do I do this over, $10 or $15, that's such a waste of your time and energy and thought and, just overall being. It's you don't need to do that. You know what I mean? Put in place, I'm going to do X, Y, Z. If XYZ doesn't work, I move on to the next one. I mean, it's kind of like if you look at retail, right, and you're going into a store, and you go into a store, they have these thing called Churn, or not Churn, but what is it? It's oh gosh, I forgot. Like grocery stores. What is it? It's somebody probably put it out in the comments. But basically, it's a name used for all of the product that either breaks, doesn't get sold correctly, something happens to it. All right, and it's a part of the cost of doing business. And I would argue we have the same thing, right? There's a cost to doing business. Sometimes we're going to get the absolute best case scenario with a client. Sometimes we're going to be like, gosh, I got to get some work. You know what I mean? I don't have any work on the queue. I might take a little bit less, okay, to get work, because my number one job as a business owner is to make sure cash is flowing into my business, not dying on the mountain. Okay, so, that's another philosophy for another time. But listen, I hope that this is helpful for you for commercial and broadcast rights. I know we were going down another path. But commercial and broadcast rights, remember, commercial rights are for anything that is promotional, and broadcast rights are for anything that is paid. You do not need to buy both of them at the same time if they're just doing one or just doing the other. If they plan on doing both, then you need to have both. All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to hit that like and subscribe button. And don't forget to check out VO's Journey Elite Academy. We just hit 150 members. Super excited, growing. We just added a brand new coach for the UK. Her name is Catherine Siggers, absolutely amazing, and super excited. She does voice acting coaching as well. So please check it out. You're really going to love it. It's going really awesome. Remember, 5 now. 5 live classes every week, live coaching classes, okay? All right, guys, thank you so much. Have a good one. Talk to you later. Goodbye. Goodbye.